Hello everybody, Eric with Mech Paintball. Got a video today on a custom Boyz Toyz Danny Love Autococker that I picked up over the last week. This guy right here, but I've got both of these out here just to kind of show you some of the similarities and differences. If you look at the milling on these, they both have the signature for the time, BBT straight cuts with the slant milling. Some of the differences on these though, so as you can see on this one, they actually use like a ball mill and radius that in along with the flat mill, whereas this one just has the flat slots cut on in there. This one is a true mini cocker. It's still got the serial number on there. A lot of them were cut down, but this one, the customer evidently had a mini cocker and sent it in for some custom work. You can see these set screws in there, which is pretty neat. We're going to check that out here in just a couple minutes, but I just wanted to kind of show you this other one just to highlight some of the similarities on these. These are both circa 95 to 97 when it was popular for folks to cut their trigger guards off. The neat thing about this one is they actually cut it before they anodized it, so there's no bare metal showing. I'm gonna take this trigger frame off just so we can kind of check out what's going on in there, and then we're gonna put this back together and take it out and chrono it and shoot it and see how it's doing. When I picked this one up, the guy that I got it from had a disclaimer that he wasn't sure if it actually worked or not. I told him I really didn't care just because of what it was. Kind of all popped up from one of those ID and appraisal threads, and I just happened to be first on it, so I'm really excited about this thing. So we'll just pull this off, check out the internals on this thing. A lot of guys were interested to see what was going on in here. Pull this trigger shoe off. Come on, you bugger. That's interesting. Usually when these things are loose, they come right off. Oh, wow, that's cool. Check that out. It's got a little divot actually milled into the trigger for this single set screw, so it captures that and doesn't walk off there. Did it on the other side too. That was one of the coolest things about these guns, is all the little details in them. You know, this is long before production run autocockers, you know, with the exception of like Bob Longs and, you know, even some of the stuff that Caesar was doing. I mean, you could actually send your autococker into Boyz Toyz, and they had like a menu of things that you could have done, from trigger jobs, milling, custom anodizing, all that stuff. And, you know, each one of these have their own little quirks and cool things that get done to them. Just kind of stuck on there, but gives you a little bit better view of the set screws that are put into the trigger frame to take up any extra slop that could exist. A lot of time and effort put into these things, all the little details. Got your standard slider sear. All the contact surfaces are highly polished. Same on the trigger plate. It's kind of hard to see, but all your contact edges are polished up very nicely. So, I don't know if you can see or not, but the rear set screws Those are actually nylon tip set screws, which is really awesome. The ones up front are just highly polished. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this is super cool. I knew when this thing popped up it was going to be something special, and I'm really glad I got a chance to pick this thing up and enhance the collection a little bit. But like I said, we're going to throw this thing back together and take it outside, chrono it. This gun, according to the guy I got it from, has been sitting for the last decade or so. And like I said, he told me that no guarantees, implied or otherwise. And like I said, I really didn't care, because anything that might be wrong with this thing, I can take care of. You know, most of these things, when they've been sitting for a long time, you know, they're going to have some sort of issues, whether it's the ram O-rings that are toast, or, you know, three-way O-rings and stuff like that. But, you know, none of that's really big deal, anything to be concerned about. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this back together, and then we'll take it outside and fire her up. So one of the things that yeah, it's snowing, it's 27 degrees, but oddly this feels warm because it's been like in the teens and single digits for the past couple weeks in St. Louis. Can't believe I forgot to show you guys this. So a lot of people have seen these custom twist lock bolts that Danny did. One thing that I thought was really cool about this one is they did it with an OTP slingshot bolt. And then for, you know, some extra shine, you can see there's still some blue anno on this. They polished the back half of it, you know, just for an extra custom look. But this gun hasn't been touched, according to the previous owner, in over a decade. I've got a 682 with some DXS field grade paint in here, so we'll see how she's going to do. Turn the hopper on. 289, 279, 272, 277, 283. I think that's pretty good. And one thing I will tell you guys, if you're ever buying an autococker and somebody does a shooting video of it, make sure they're using a Revy and not a force-fed hopper. Pretty sweet.